Good evening. Each year, NASA pours a staggering $22 billion into space exploration. It seems that putting a man on the moon and sending probes to the far reaches of the solar system have only served to fuel man's desire for knowledge of outer space. But while we look to the skies, there is a great unknown much closer to home, and that's inner space. The workings of the human brain are in many respects a mystery to us, and the world of dreams is no exception.
We all dream, but some of us dream lucidly. Scientists claim to have established that while remaining asleep, we can become aware that we're dreaming and then start to control the course of our dream, as if directing a film.
I was on holiday in Portugal when I dreamt that a friend of mine contacted me to say he had to go to a funeral. He was very upset. The funeral was in London. Could I go with him? And the next thing I knew, I was in a big funeral limousine following the hearse with him, and he was very upset, and we were in terrible traffic. He thought we were going to be late getting to the crematorium. So I said, "Don't worry, we'll fly." And with that, the car took off into the clouds and soared over London. It was absolutely wonderful. All the sensations were very vivid. The colours were brilliant. I could see everything, I could feel everything, and I had this enormous sense of power. So when we arrived at the crematorium, there was a crowd of mourners there. I was able to turn the whole event into a party.
With this dream, Diana Clift joined those people whose lives have been changed by the mysterious powers of lucid dreaming.
At first, it was an ordinary, vivid dream. I was walking along a beach, and everything was wonderful. And then I saw some coins, and I knelt down to dig them out, basically. But they seemed to grow, and it occurred to me, there's the only explanation here is that this is a dream. I decided to conjure up a dream partner. So I saw a stack of deck chairs, and I thought, well, behind the deck chairs will be this person. And first, there was no one there. I looked up, and as I did so, a girl was walking towards me. And she was short, with dark hair, rather curvaceous, in a bikini. She came up to me and said,
"Hello, my name's Jane."
And we embraced and had quite a nice dream together.
Dr. Keith Hearn had this dream over 20 years ago. He became so interested in lucid dreams that he started to study them.
We still don't know why we dream. It's just a mystery. We dream for about 2 hours every night, which tots up to 6 years or so in the course of a lifetime. And REM, or rapid eye movement, dreaming sleep, occurs every 90 minutes or so in the sleep period. When I started my research, it was thought that you'd go mad if you didn't dream. But studies have shown that there are certain drugs, antidepressants for instance, which completely knock out REM sleep, and yet people show no harmful effects. I wanted to prove that lucid dreams were genuine dreams. The problem was that in REM sleep, the body is actually paralyzed, except for the eyes. So I had the notion that I could get subjects to signal by moving their eyes left to right several times. I also had a method of inducing lucidity by giving electronic pinpricks to subjects at a level which would not waken them, but would be incorporated into the dream, and so establish lucidity.
Among the subjects of Hearn's experiments to prove the existence of lucid dreams was Pam Green. She can still remember the lucid dream which led to a scientific breakthrough.
I was roller skating downhill, which is quite a scary experience for me because I don't roller skate. I was aware that the ground was disappearing beneath me very quickly. I had a wall on one side of me and a roadway on the other. So I had to be very careful that if I veered off a straight course that I would either crash into the wall or run into the road. I felt the pinprick. This was the signal for me to look left and right and signal to Keith. For some reason I felt I had to close my eyes to do this. This worried me slightly because it meant that I may crash into the wall or run into the road. However, I risked it and found afterwards that I was okay. I was now aware, because I was dreaming, that it was perfectly safe to do what I wanted to do.
It was an incredible experience when I first saw the signals from a person who was in a lucid dream. Suddenly, a sequence of left-right eye movement signals came through. It was like getting signals from another universe. It was amazing.
Hearn's next quest was to discover how the powers of this mysterious world could be used. It's long been known that dreams offer a source of creativity. One of the many artists inspired by dreams was the 18th century Italian composer Giuseppe Tartini. After dreaming that the devil played a violin to him, Tartini woke and wrote the music now known as the Devil's Trill Sonata. More recently, Paul McCartney claimed the song Yesterday came to him in a dream.
Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Hearn himself has tapped this reservoir of creativity.
In this dream, I was walking along a riverbank with my girlfriend at that time. Now, in reality, the relationship was breaking down, and I was feeling very upset about this because I really loved this woman. And the dream seemed to reflect the sadness, and at that time, I heard some music. It was a flute tune, very plaintive. Anyway, on waking, I wrote down the music and developed it and called it Walk to the Pagoda, and it's since been recorded.
Hearn believes that anyone can harness the powers that lucid dreams offer.
Lucid dreams are an amazing phenomenon, and they can be available to anyone. I think they constitute the ultimate therapy. They can make us feel good. They can banish phobias, fears. And through lucid dreams, we can heal ourselves. One such example is where people have chronic nightmares. You can actually change nightmares to pleasant lucid dreams. And the trick is to change your mindset from thinking, oh my God, here's the nightmare, to great, wonderful, here's the nightmare. That means I'm dreaming, and I can control my dream.
But some professional dream therapists believe that if we try to change the natural course of dreams, we're avoiding important messages that they can give us.
I do believe that dreams have a functional meaning. I think there's a reason for us to dream. And I believe that the unconscious gives us another perspective on things. And that is part of the point of the dream. When we're stuck in a situation, sometimes a dream will illuminate the situation in a completely different way. My concern about lucid dreaming would be that it seems that it might be actually interfering with the dream as a communication from the unconscious, a letter from the unconscious, as somebody once described it.
Michael Edwards has other reservations about the way lucid dreams can be used. Carlo Rossi is a personal trainer. 2 years ago, his father died. Shortly after, Carlo had an ordinary, non-lucid dream about him.
We were hugging each other, and I went to look at his face, but I couldn't quite see his face clearly.
Carlo is now determined to try to use lucid dreaming as a way of re-establishing contact with his father, to see him again fully.
I'm going to try my hardest to regain my father's face in the dream, definitely. I need that contact.
Grieving is a necessary process and usually, inevitably, a painful process. It would concern me if lucid dreaming was seen as a kind of panacea, a way of avoiding that, a way of opting out of it, a way of escaping the pain of it, and therefore never grieving properly as a deep emotional experience that we have to go through. It's too facile, it's too easy, I think, just to say, well, it's so good I can call up my father again.
For those people who want to induce lucid dreaming, a whole technology has sprung up. It's claimed that the Nova Dreamer, for instance, can alert you when you're dreaming.
It consists of a soft sleep mask that you put over your closed eyes and you go to bed. When you're dreaming, your eyes move rapidly from side to side. The sensors in the mask spot the eye movements and realize that you're dreaming. Then it waits a little and it flashes a red light.
These machines that are on the market at the moment which claim to be able to induce lucid dreaming and give you these wonderful nights of entertainment, I think are an awful idea. I find it very unhealthy, this notion that instead of just having dreams, we have to view them as some sort of entertainment, some sort of commodity.
I think some people might consider the Novo Dreamer to be a toy, but we've had some so amazing stories we know it's more than that. For example, once we had a guy who was chair-bound. He was physically disabled. With the Dreamer, he was able to walk around the countryside and fly above it, and he went from being depressed when I first spoke to him to somebody feeling full of life and revitalised.
I think that in the next century, a lot of people will have their own dream machines and be able to conjure up virtually any situation they want at night in their dreams for recreational purposes. But I also think that technology is going to advance so much that we'll be able to see what people are dreaming by monitoring the visual cortex, so that we'll be able to actually watch this on a television set.
Presumably we're going to have to pay somebody for the privilege of seeing our own dreams. I think this reflects the attitudes of our society today. It's all about ego gratification, about instant entertainment. And I think it's a pity that we're now starting to see our own mental processes in these terms as just another form of entertainment.
Keith Home believes we may only have to wait about 15 years before it's possible to record and play back our dreams, just like TV programs, I suppose. We might even pop down to the video store and rent someone else's for the weekend. A bit like examining another person's laundry. In part 2, are there small creatures among us with special powers? We examine the mysterious psychic gifts of children.